Hello children, now we move on to the next video. The next topic is how to convert active voice to passive voice in the future tense. The different sentences which are in different forms of future tense, how to convert it into passive voice. Now, as I took in the first two videos, when you convert the sentence, I have taken the verb as bake only, isn't it? The verb I have taken as bake. When you convert from active voice to passive voice, how does that change occur? What is the rule to convert from active voice to passive voice? In simple future tense, we use the word will. We generally use the word will, and here it becomes will be. Will or shall is generally used in future tense, and active voice generally we take will or shall. So it will be will be or shall be. Future continuous tense, it is will be baking. Whenever the word continuous comes, you know the ing form comes. But we don't have a passive voice or a passive form for future continuous tense. In future perfect tense, we use the word will have baked, and in passive voice it is will have been baked. Will have and the word been is added. In the future perfect continuous tense, the rule is will have been baking. Again, it doesn't have a passive form. So you can see future continuous tense and in future perfect tense there is no passive form. We only have the passive forms for simple future and future perfect. Here I have taken the word bake, that's why we have used bake, will be baked for simple future. Future continuous, will be baking, but there is no passive form for future continuous. We have a passive form for future perfect, will have baked, will be changing into will have been baked. Again, future perfect continuous, there is no passive form. Let us discuss each one of them individually. So, the first one is simple future, isn't it? So, when you are converting a sentence from active voice to passive voice in simple future, the rule is, in active voice we generally use shall or will, and the root form of the verb is used. But when you convert it into passive voice, we use shall be or will be. An extra word be is added, and again we use the past participle form of the verb. You should know this rule, children. When you convert from active to passive voice, in simple future form, we use shall or will, and an extra word be is used, and the past participle form of the verb is used. Let's see a few examples. The first example, I shall post these letters tomorrow. So these letters, okay, it is plural. So these letters will be posted. You have to use shall or will. We generally use the word will. We very rarely use the word shall, and the extra word is be, will be posted by me tomorrow. And in the interrogative form, when will they vacate the house? So interrogative, the word again it starts with an interrogative verb only, children. So when is retained here. When will the house be vacated? So again the word be is there. When will the house be vacated by them? When you come to your text exercise, exercise L, the first question is, people will follow the leader in the years to come. So this is in the active voice. When you convert it into passive voice, the leader will be followed. People will follow. This is simple future, isn't it? When you convert it into passive voice, will be followed. We have used the word will, the extra word be has come, and the past participle form of the word follow has become followed. So the leader will be followed by the people in the years to come. The next form is future continuous tense. I told you in future continuous tense we don't have the passive form. We have in simple future and future perfect, but we don't have in future continuous tense or future perfect continuous tense. Let's see, the next one will be then, the third form is future perfect tense. So what is the rule for future perfect tense? We use will or shall, and the word have is used against the past participle form of the verb is used. When you convert it into passive voice, it is will or shall have been plus the past participle form of the verb. Can you see an extra word been is used here, children? In simple future it was been, but here it is been. Will or shall plus have been plus past participle form of the verb. So this rule you should know when you convert a sentence in future perfect tense. Let's see some examples. The first example is, they will have counted the votes before midnight. Will have counted. This is the active form. Okay, when you convert it into passive form, the votes will have been counted. So you see, you have used will, you have used have, and the extra word been is there. The votes will have been counted by them before midnight. And how do you do it in an interrogative sentence? If it's an active voice, will they have selected? Have selected. Will they have selected the cricket team before the end of the month? And the passive voice, will the cricket team have been selected by them before the end of the month? Next, a few examples from your grammar textbook, exercise M. I am doing the third one, children. The first and second, it's very easy, you can do directly. The third one, it's an interrogative form. Will they have closed? Again, will and have closed. Will they have closed the gates before 9 p.m.? So when you convert it, being an interrogative form, the first verb or the auxiliary verb is retained. Will the gates have been closed? You see the extra word is here. Will the gates have been closed by them before 9? And again, as I told you, in future perfect continuous tense also, there is no passive form. So we have only passive form for simple future and future perfect tense. But then there are certain exceptional cases, children, different types of sentences which you should know how to convert. And the first one is modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries means helping verbs. There are many helping verbs. Examples, a few examples I have picked up. It can, could, may, might, should, would, ought to, etc. Can, ought to, all these are common sentences. We can start with that. And how do you convert it? Could, may, might, all these are there. May is generally used for blessing. May you stay healthy, may you have a long life, may you be blessed with a good life. So how to convert these sentences into passive voice? Let's see some examples. When you convert a modal auxiliary sentence from active voice to passive voice, children, an active voice auxiliary verb, that is the helping verb, plus the root form of the verb is taken. In passive voice, we use an extra word, that is be. Auxiliary is taken, be, and again as usual the past participle form of the verb. You should be knowing this. Let's see some examples, then maybe you will understand it in a better way. So let's see a few examples. You should know this rules, children. Okay? The examples are, the first example, let's see. So I told you, you add an extra word be here, isn't it? So the first example, be out to preserve, out to. This is the auxiliary verb. We ought to preserve our heritage. So our heritage ought to be, the extra word be, and this is the past participle form, that is preserve. So the sentence can be written as, in the passive form, our heritage ought to be preserved. Second word is, may God bless you with health. So this is the auxiliary verb, may. And how do you write it in passive form? May you be blessed. This is the verb and we have changed it into may you be blessed. So the word be is here and the past participle form. May you be blessed with health. The next example will start with the word can. Again, this is a modal auxiliary verb. Can you prove this law experimentally? Can this law be proved experimentally? So this law be proved. The word is prove and it is changed into be proved. The question in active voice is, can you prove this law experimentally? And in the passive voice, can this law be proved experimentally? The fourth one is again in the active voice. We start with the word how. How can one ignore such a serious mistake? In the passive voice, how can such a serious mistake be ignored? So this is the verb and we have added the word be and ed. This is the past participle form of the verb. So be ignored. How can such a serious mistake be ignored? Now, this is about modal auxiliaries. When you talk about the other types, we get interrogative form or we get commands also. Now, the other type is the word let. So, there are many sentences which start with the word let, which we can convert from active voice to passive voice. The word let. When you convert a sentence using the word let, we add an extra word be again and the past participle form of the verb is given there. Let's see. Let him take the next turn. So this active voice, let him take. This is the verb. We start with let. Let the next turn be taken by him. So we have used the word be and the word take. We have taken the past participle form. So take becomes taken. Second example, let us forget the past. Let the past be forgotten. So this is the active form, forget is the verb and we have to use the past participle form of forget, that is forgotten. Here this is the verb. Then comes the commands. When we write sentences, commands, when we convert it from active and passive voice, let's see what is the rule. The first one is, example is open the door. It's an order, a command, okay? So open the door and you write let the door again be open. We have added the word be and this is the past participle form of the verb. Second one is sell this bicycle off. Again we have started with let this bicycle be sold off. So sell is the verb. Here open is the verb and we have taken the past participle form and we have added an extra word be. So what is the rule when you convert commands into passive voice? So when we convert it, a command into a passive voice, let's see, the rule says we started with the word let itself. We start with the word let and then the object. For example, sell this bicycle off. In this bicycle is the object. This is the object, isn't it? So we add the word let, then we use the object and again the word be is added, past participle form of the verb. Let's see. So we have started with let, object is this bicycle, then be and the past participle is sold off. Is it clear, children? So whenever you convert a command into passive voice, we use let plus the object and an extra word be comes plus the past participle form of the. To the next topic, let's see what are some few other examples which we have. Now, when we convert an interrogative sentence, into passive voice, let's see what happens. So interrogative sentences, when we are converting, we start with do, does or did. When you start with do, does or did, this three can, in active voice if it is do, does or did, it will change into is, are, was or were in passive voice. And the word has or have, if you have used in active voice, it will change into has or have, been plus the past participle form of the verb. Let's see a few more examples. So the first example what I have taken is from the word did. Did you use the camera? So we have started with did and I told you do, does, did changes to was or were. So it's written was the camera used by you. Used becomes used. Again the word by is there. Does she bake cakes? So does and the word is bake. So changes to are. Cakes baked by you. Now these are do, does and did. When a question begins with who, what or which. In an active voice, the question word is retained. When it begins with who, what or which, the question word is retained as such and a preposition by is used. This is very important, children. A preposition by is added. We generally add the word by in many sentences when you convert from active to passive voice. Let's see a few examples. Who broke the glass? The word who is changed into by whom was the glass. This is the verb broken. By whom? So can you see they have used the word by. In the next example, so who has changed into whom and we have used the word by. In the next example, let's see. When did you complete your work? They said that the word interrogative word is retained as such. So when is as such. Was the work completed? Again the preposition by is there. When was the work completed by you? Now a few examples from your textbook, Textual Exercises, children. When you come to exercise P, the first example, which house did they paint? It is interrogative form. So which house? So did they paint? This is the verb. Which house was painted by them? We have used the word by. Preposition by is it, which is as such retained here. So this is the active voice and this will be the passive voice. Now fifth example, second, third and fourth you can do, children. In the fifth one, does he like movies? The word is does. So does changes to movies, no, not movie, movies. It is plural here. So it becomes in the passive voice, are movies like will become liked by him. We have used the word by. So are movies liked by him. You have to do exercise P and exercise Q also, children. So try to learn the rules given on page number 116. So on page number 116, the rules are given. The rules are given in a tabular form. Rules to convert from active voice to passive voice. They have used the verb bake. Please try to learn this table by heart. You cannot memorize it. You need a lot of practice to get this flow of writing. Once you start practicing, children, there are many exercises given in your textbook. Don't copy it. Think, try to use the rule and try to solve it. Then you will become an expert in converting sentences from active voice to passive voice. Thank you.